Hey guys, my name is Liv. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. If you guys are not new, welcome back. I was cooking on today's video. It's May 12th, which means 11 days ago on May 1st, I posted my college decision reactions video where I announced I'm going to attend the University of Brighton in September in England. And I know that there's a good portion of people that are probably wondering why I chose to go to the school, why I chose to move halfway across the world, what led me to do this. And I know that I've also dropped hints, or you could probably guess from watching a couple of videos. For example, I went to visit London and Brighton in March to go and tour the school to make sure I liked it and to see everything, but I had already made my decision by then for the most part. And then, you know, I feel like you can see in my University of Brighton reaction just how much getting into a school in the UK meant to me. And then with my AP scores over the years, you've just seen how much that meant to me. So I thought I'd talk about it all here. I might talk about in a separate video the process of applying to the UK schools in case you guys are interested in that. But other than that, I'm just going to tell you guys how I came about this decision, because it is a big decision and you guys are going to spend the next 3 years with me in the UK. So I'm going to the University of Brighton with a major of International Relations and Politics on the honors track, which means I'm going to graduate with Bachelor's of Arts in honors. First off, I've always known that I wanted to do International Relations and Politics since sophomore year. Before that, I was dead set on doing a film major. So for a lot of the schools I looked up, initially more so in the US, were okay, what's the best film schools? So for a hot minute, that's why I applied to Loyola Marymount, because I fell in love with the school because of their film. When I decided I didn't want to do film anymore, I came over and I was like, I want to do IR. They had an IR major. For one of my top schools for the longest while was USC, University of Southern California, and it's still a great school for international relations. I did not end up applying there though, just at the end of the day, just personal choice, and I probably knew I wouldn't get in. Doesn't mean you shouldn't try. I urge you guys to still try, but there's a lot of things I could talk about on applying to colleges and knowing where you fit in schools. Again, that's all just opinion, and that honestly ruffles a lot of feathers. Sophomore year, we were watching a documentary in a photography class. I think the documentary is called Tales by Light or Tales of Light or something like that. I'll put it right here. It's with Orlando Bloom. The episode I remember watching was with Orlando Bloom in India and another photographer, and they were capturing the lifestyle of those in India, the chaos, but also, you know, the different social classes and how that still runs the country, and just the way of living. And I remember I was awed by the photography and the way they were capturing it, and so I really wanted to pursue photography at that point. And I love photography. I still love photography. I still do photography. You guys know this. And when I applied to some of the US schools, I applied with the intention in my head, because you can't declare it from the get-go, and the UK schools, but I didn't know that you can't do this, a double major in photo or photojournalism, because I was I want to just at least be able to navigate and explore this passion. If I want to do it later in life, if it doesn't work out, if I can do it at the same time as what I want to do in the future. But more so, when I was sitting there watching that documentary, I thought more than anything that children are protected always. And what I always say, which is why John Locke, my best friend, is inalienable rights. Life, liberty. Take away the property part, that's important, but I want pursuit of happiness, which is the Thomas Jefferson version. But I stand by that, and that has been my mission ever since I decided I'm doing international relations. So it's at that point that I decided international relations is what I want to do, because I want to fight to protect everyone's inalienable rights. So that's how I ended up choosing international relations as my major. The schools I applied to in the UK. So if you don't remember, I applied to University of Aberdeen, University of Brighton, Lancaster University, University of Manchester, or Manchester University, and Newcastle University. That's it. I got into all besides Manchester University. That was a reach, but that's okay. But my top school, if you guys remember, in 2022 July, I said it and I meant it, that was my dream school. University of Aberdeen was my dream school. I got into University of Aberdeen, but ultimately there just became things with Brighton and some of the other schools that I was just meant so much more to me. So this is how we're going to talk about why I chose Brighton. First off, if you guys don't know where Brighton is, it's about 40 minutes south outside of London. So it's on the coastline of the UK. It's on the very, very bottom of it. But 40 minutes south directly from London. 25 minutes away from London Gatwick. 40 minutes away from London Heathrow. There's a train that takes you directly to Gatwick, directly to Victoria. It takes you everywhere. To London Victoria. That's the train station. And it sounds stupid, but like, I think if you haven't already gone through the college process, or you're going to go through, some of the most random things will be some of the most important things to you. For me, I knew I was going to a school that had a college gymnastics team, like a club college gymnastics team, because I want to go back into gymnastics when I go to college. I don't want to do it where there's so much pressure, but I need to feel that stimulation and team effort again. So that was really important to me. Another huge thing is I figured I'm already in the UK, the land of football, the home of football. I don't want to be in Aberdeen where it's so far away from English Premier League. I want to be close to it because I'm an Arsenal girl. I want to be able to go to the games on the weekends and the week. I wanted to pop over to London, and everyone's talking about, you know, like the depressing weather in England, and I know that like it's probably rainy and gloomy, but to me that honestly weather, like, that makes me feel alive. But I figured if that doesn't happen and I do start to feel some like seasonal or weather depression, London's right there. And London is probably my favorite city in the whole world. I love it so much. I've only explored 8% of the world, so not that much yet, but I'm so grateful for every point I've explored. But I figured London's right there. I have so much to experience, and I never like living in a city. I've never lived in the city. I've always lived in a kind of a suburb, but I don't think I would like living directly in London. Actually, I know I wouldn't, because when I was in London, I was like, no, I feel too like boxed in, right? But living in Brighton, I'll have room to explore, to navigate, to breathe. But I can still go to the city whenever I want because it's right there and it has all the things I love, you know. I always say that there's 3 things I need in this world: my stuffed animal, aviation, and football. Those are the 3 constants in my life. They'll never ever go anywhere. And obviously that's not true. There's a bunch of other things that I love and that make my life and make me who I am that I love. Like, this is one of them. But those 3 things will be with me no matter where I go. But those 3 things I can really, really, really capture in Brighton, being so close to London. For the UK schools, which they don't really tell you this, you have to get accepted twice. So you get accepted one time in October, November, December, wherever you like submit your application. You typically hear back within like a month. And then you have to get accepted again in either May, June, or July for US citizens, or US residents rather. Because for a lot of the schools, it'll be like, okay, wonderful, we're glad you're in, but we need you to meet these conditions. So these are like extra conditions. It's not like US schools where it's just like, don't go to jail. It's like you have to graduate with a certain GPA, you have to get certain scores on your AP scores that you're taking that year. So for example, my AP Euro and AP Lit, I would have to wait and see if I got scores on in July, because they come out July 5th. For the UK school, for the UK residents, they actually do the same thing, but not for APs, but for A levels. However, they find out in August. But that's not a problem because they are UK residents or UK citizens, which means they don't have to go through a visa process. But as an international student, I have to go through a visa process. And for Aberdeen, for some of these other schools, I would have to wait to get back my AP scores in July. And there's no chance I would even get it, because we know my track record, okay? Not the best test taker. But I was like, well, I don't want to wait until July because 1, my anxiety cannot handle that. 2, I just want to be able to breathe and know where I'm going. And 3, like, it was going to stress me out and give me a sense of heartbreak if I didn't get into the school. And then I have to also apply for the visa in such a tight turnaround, you know? Because it's not like this is going to be like a hop, skip, and a jump process. Even now, I'm in May, and I haven't applied for the visa yet because I have to wait. The conditions for Brighton is until I graduate, so I have to wait. And I know that's soon. I know I can't control it, but it's stressful. But at least I have a solid 3 months to figure it out. I loved Brighton when I went to go visit. I love the student life. I love the city itself that Brighton's in, especially when we went to go visit, but like just hearing from other people. I've already met some amazing friends online and in person, and the city is a young city. It's a young city that's lively, that has life, and I just felt like I could grow in that city and be happy, you know. The school is amazing. Is a good school. It's not necessarily directed towards my major, but it is still, like, when I was talking to the chair and the dean of the school and like just hearing the things that we're gonna do, it seems very engaging and it made me excited. Like, I was like, my mom and I were like in the meeting, like talking to like the chair or whatever, and I was just like tapping her on the shoulder like the whole time, because I was like, this is so cool, guys. Like, I'm so excited. And I think a lot of people are like wondering why I chose this school, because it is more of like an arts school, but the pros outweighed the cons, and there wasn't that many cons. Like, I'm still getting a really good education, and I know I'm going to grad school. I know I'm getting a law degree, so I had that where I'm just like, at the end of the day, want to live my life. Because if I didn't go to Brighton, I was going to go to a US school. I was not going to wait around and go to a school in the UK that I had to find in July. But this is probably one of the last times in my life, considering the job that I want to go into, that I would be able to be free and make a choice for myself and move where I want to move, you know. And so I was just like, screw it. Life is too short not to follow your dreams, not to follow this passion, this desire, this heart that I've cried over, the blood, sweat, and tears. And I know you guys know the tears since 8th grade. And so I'm so excited. I literally cannot stop counting the days till September. And then on top of that, I'm in Europe, guys. I love traveling. I love aviation, and I literally have the power to go wherever, whenever. The world's my oyster. I fully and firmly believe that London is the center of the globe. That's what you think when you think of. That's what I think. I think that London is the center of the globe, and from there I can go anywhere. I can virtually get anywhere from London. And so I'm just so excited. I'm so excited, you guys. And I know it probably seems like I'm talking like more about like activities and that has nothing to do with the school, but I promise you, I've done my extensive research on both the school and the academics and everything. You know, it's only 3 years, which is wonderful. I still get a full bachelor's. It's recognized in the United States. I think a lot of people are wondering like if I'm scared to go so far away from my family, because it is like 8-hour, 9-hour flight away, but I'm not. I've always been, I am the oldest daughter, so I think that can tell you a lot right there in those two words. But I've always been independent. I've always been driven, determined. If I want it, I'll go get it. And you know, again, like I said, like you guys have known, without knowing really like the end goal was, but knowing the obstacles, everything I've worked for, all the tears, everything, all the sacrifices have been for this. And I know that like there's like such a bigger picture at play here, like you probably don't see. Every single thing I did was for this moment. So if I felt like if I did all that sacrifice and I got in, like the world rewarded me, and I didn't go, I hurt myself for no reason, and I couldn't let that happen. So my family is supportive of me going. My mom went to school over in England for her graduate degree, and I'm just so excited. I am so excited to be free and go and live my life. I'm stressed, and I'm scared, and I'm nervous, but that's all suppressed when I feel the excitement, the joy, the curiosity I feel. So I don't know, I'm so excited, and I'm so excited to take you guys along with me. I know it seems like redundant, I know it's like whatever, you guys knew I was going to college, but like now we can talk about it, and I'm so excited. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned because it's gonna come by so fast. I'm so crazy, I'm so ready. Guys, you gotta say goodbye to this purple room soon, because my dorm room is not gonna be purple. I started looking up some stuff, but I think it's gonna be like a green and pink aesthetic. So like fairy, you know. I'm gonna get 2 sets of fairy lights, you guys. I want one from like my dorm room and then one for my bathroom, because we'll talk about more later, but I get my own bathroom. Love you guys lots. Thank you so much for all the support, and I'll see you guys next time in my next video. Bye guys.